Well, hello, you guys. Welcome to Dog Hugs. Great to see you, Geraldine. How
Great
are
to
you doing?
see you.
Thank you so much.
I'm
We
fantastic.
Great. I got Spider in the other room because I know we're going to work on manners today, on etiquette, and I am determined, to have a well-mannered dog again. What I am learning thank you. I'm learning so much from Spider. It's like he's so smart. I'll practice tricks with him and then the manners will slip. Or I'll practice manners and the tricks will slip. Or obedience and something else is going to slip. So I'm constantly having to remind myself, oh yeah, got to go back around to that. In fact, this morning, we were doing some agility and we hadn't done agility in a week. I've been practicing so much on manners and making incremental progress. Been practicing so much on manners that I'd forgotten about how much he loves agility. So I want to share with the folks, a little reminder of how much Spider does love agility. Here we go.
Go, Spider, go.
That was a thanks, as you know, Geraldine, one of my favorite new books, Fix This Next by Mike Michalowicz, which is already becoming a bestseller. And
see it? It's sitting right there.
Right behind the puppy. Yeah. Yeah. So it's guiding Geraldine and Robbie and me to really develop this show into something special for you guys. So it really becomes a valuable part of how we're going. So we'd love to hear from you. And Geraldine, I'm going to bring Spider in right now. And why don't we get right into PETIQUETTE? Help us understand what PETIQUETTE is, and maybe we can have a more well-mannered dog.
Well, so first of all, Spider's making great strides. He really has. Spider is he is starting to understand. He's starting to understand that that you're directing the day, you're directing the speed of the day, and that's helping. And also understanding some things about him helps arrange his day, which we've already begun slowly because we want to do this in puppy steps. We don't want to dive in. It's a marathon, not a sprint, just like our situation in the world.
Yes.
So with that being said, I came up with the concept of PETIQUETTE in about 2004 regarding the fact that I would go train dogs in people's homes in Las Vegas, and the dog would be so great at this, but they'd be so bad at that. And I thought, well, really, let's just blend it all together, because when you go visit someone's house or you go out and about, you should have a certain etiquette about you. And if your parents raised you right, you open the doors for ladies, and you do those sweet gentlemanly things. Speaking woman to man at the second, whatever you want to call it. So I thought to myself, what are the basics that pets should do every day? And one thing we do every day is we shake people's hands. So my pets shake my hand every day gently, and they learn to do it on command, so that when someone comes over to my house, they don't go like up to the person and go. So it's teaching them when to shake and when not to shake, so they don't go up and scratch somebody. What if I have a skirt on and I've done something where I'm dressed up and my dog comes up, or to my friend who comes over and goes. So what are the basics for pet etiquette, and how do you start that process when you're already in the middle of issues, or you've just brought a brand new puppy home, or you have an elderly dog and they say old dogs can't learn new tricks? Well, yes, they can. So that was what we were starting PETIQUETTE with Spider, in terms of changing the way his day is structured and how and when he does things. So we're balancing trick training and behavior and typical pet behavior during the day.
Yes. Yeah, you can see how, look how quiet he's being right now. Thank you. So it is starting to have an impact.
Yes, and we'll have setbacks, but we always make forward progress.
Yeah,
4 puppy steps forward, 1 or 2 back, depending on what's happening in the house.
it's true that. Yeah, yeah. So what would you like to do now? It's like, so I hear him bark right now. By the way, we're going to move from the laundry lounge, you guys, over into the studio.
So he is such a great test subject. Spider's like the best test subject for us because of not just his background, but his breed. And if we can work with him and we can have success with him, we can prove to you, you can do it at home, because he's one of the toughest pets in the world probably to train seriously, especially with issues. So Larry's going to demonstrate another 1 or 2 of his little obstacle courses where Larry's going to run him through a bunch of tricks he already knows, have him jump up on a platform, jump off the platform, jump on the platform, then do a couple of tricks on the platform. So Larry will choose, and he's going to do it randomly. And while he does it, I'll explain to you what he's doing so that you see, can get it. And if Larry can say what he's doing, obviously, but if we'll see how well we can hear him.
You can see him all right? Yeah.
Yes, he looks great.
Up here.
So Larry has different platforms set up around his laundry lounge and different apparatus, balls. I can't see everything right now, but I know he has quite a bit hidden around the corner. So right now he's giving Spider direction to do some of the tricks and some of the different things. I don't think he scratches on cue, but we'll talk about scratching later, because there is a reason why they scratch. It's usually they're nervous. Unless they have fleas. We'll talk about that later. Sometimes they get nervous and they can actually yawn, scratch, or distract themselves because they aren't sure they want to follow your lead at that moment. So it's a really great idea to be an observer of your dog while you do these things to see where they're giving you some bark back and what we can do to change it. So, and Spider's so good. He has so many great tricks he's mastered. He's probably 50 plus tricks under his belt already.
Good boy.
So now have him do shake, 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 shake. Have him sit and then shake, 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 shake. Shake left, shake right.
That's platform. Come on, up here.
Yeah.
There we go. Shake. Can I have this one? Good boy. Can I have this one?
Beautiful. So this requires, going back and forth requires Spider to think. Mentally go, okay, Dad just asked for the left one. Okay, now Dad just asked for the right one. Now Dad just asked for the left one. So it tires him out. It transmutates a bunch of that energy for physical into mental into, oh, Dad's asking me to hold still and do this move. And I do that multiple times a day with my pets to help them focus on me before we start other objectives for the day, just to help with a little bit of that energy burst. I don't know. I've decided, even though my hair looks like an Afghan hound right now, I have decided after watching myself the last few months, I am a border collie. I'm a border collie, or some kind of, literally, because I jump out of bed going, what can I do? Where should I go? And then I have to refocus my energy into my tasks for the day, where I do the same with my border collie.
All right. So here, what do you think now, my friend? Very good. Okay, go.
Nice.
Go, Spider. Up. Good job. Sit. Hello. Good boy. Hello.
Awesome.
Boy. Hello. Good
and this job. Is a lot of this is confidence building. He wants a job. About 7 hours a day. He would prefer to have a job rather than sleep because of his breed. So this is a really great thing for Larry to do every day. And I prefer to do this with their meal and feed them as they do this, but it depends on where you are in your training, what's going on in your life. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I love footsies.
Spider's favorites too. He loves footsies.
Oh, bless you, Spider.
Yeah, bless you. Good
nice.
Job. Yeah.
So he is giving him, you can see his tail's wagging. He's happy. He's loving the engagement. He's super committed to his dad. You know, after losing 3 moms or dads already, he's so committed to making sure he pleases him, but he also wants to lead him because as a cattle dog, he's used to leading and herding cattle following his owners or his depending on what farm he would be a part of, the director of the farm's lead. So this is an important thing, important need, instinctual, almost primal need for us to have some way of fulfilling. Nice. So now ask him to roll over about, I don't know, sit down and roll over on the ground. Have him roll over about 5 times in a row.
Let's see if he'll do that. Sit.
Good boy, Spider. Yes. Now go back the other way. Have him roll back the other way.
He won't do the other way.
Oh, that's okay. Have him do it again across the direction he knows how to do. And right there is an opportunity I will catch. Larry will be able to wear Spider out by training him to roll over the opposite direction. It will be a challenge at first, but eventually Spider will understand, and he'll actually understand quickly. But as Larry finishes having him roll over again, we'll get into what PETIQUETTE means in your household. What Larry's doing now is this obstacle course, which is a part of your daily, should be a part of your daily routine. There are some other things that we mentioned earlier that we would get into a little bit that will be things that you will also get into for a daily routine, add into your daily routine. And they're just kind of boxes that you check off so that you know you have met those primal or instinctual needs for your pet. And that actually helps with your body language, set them up for an even better communication style with you, an understanding method. I call it Doglish. And also it helps them be able to master those tasks for you or practice with almost perfection, because there is no such thing as perfect, but we can get them close to perfection in terms of how they respond to those requests based off of just body language alone, which is a really great place to be with your pet. And that's my goal for everybody, which helps with separation anxiety and our mission. Great job, Spider. So he's now done some through the hoop, which is amazing. And now he's going to stand on some other smaller platforms and do some spinning. Yeah. This is something I have to teach Senna. Senna has not mastered the spin yet, and he will. He's actually mastered 37 tricks so far. He's 7 months old. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's done a great job so far. He's not quite Spider's level.
Good job.
But he's reaching for the stars. Good boy, Spider.
Yay, Spider.
Yay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, had a boy.
That was really good. Good job. So do you see how so what you were saying earlier about trick training and then behavior, the reason why PETIQUETTE and our schedule puts all that together is we integrate them. So all of what you just did was trick training. However, I'm going to have you do that as part of his meal while he's learning to behave properly, being calm, eating. The way that you're handling him is keeping him in a really great zone, like a really great learning zone, or a really great just peaceful way of being. So yeah, that's our goal, but it takes time to get there. It's puppy steps, as I said. And you've made great puppy strides. One great example is the way you've been feeding him.
Oh, thank you.
That's been awesome. And now another great one, I call it dog up or kitty up, depending on if you're if you are have cats or dogs.
Yes.
So I like to have a 30-minute window or a 20-minute window between the time that you get ready to leave your house and the time you leave your house, because we're not leaving as much, and also we have a little extra time. So say you have to leave the house at 8 o'clock and you've already gotten all your things done, and it's 7:30 and you could actually leave early, but I say no. I say take some things to the car, come back in, get a drink of water. You need a extra drink of water anyway. And don't tell them goodbye. Like, tell them goodbye 30 minutes before you leave. So say that example, 7:30, bye doggies, in their kennel, close the kennel, go put your things in the car, come back in the house, go get a drink, come back and get a drink of water. Don't say anything to them. Don't look at them. And so there's a little zone there. And so I call it doggying up, because you're getting them ready for you to leave, but you're letting them know that you're kind of checking the whole house and there's nothing around that's going to get them while you're away.
I've got some really good news for you, Geraldine. Spider has left the studio. He just out the studio door on his own. Wow. Now he's scratching to come back
Working.
in, and now he's back in.
But that was still good. It's only the second time in history he's done that.
Even if it was just to get a drink of water, I'd say that's, good progress. And now, of course, he's over in the laundry lounge. He's looking up on the shelf for all the goodies. Yeah. Yeah, and now he's back in it. Yeah.
But hey, that was a great, I mean, that meant we chipped away a little bit. And also he's used to the busy box by now. So he's directing you a little bit, and we've gone over directing you a little bit, how we like to direct the speed of the day.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me that, because I think I could have gotten gamed pretty easily there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. One of our questions was, do dogs manipulate us? Well, of course, they read us. They read our body language. They can tell what we're doing, and they know how to work us a little. They learn because we allow it. So one of my biggest, if you have one great takeaway today, the great takeaway would be to become an observer of yourself with your pet. Kind of step outside yourself and watch the things you're doing and how you're handling them or how they're handling you. And think about it. Pause for a second and maybe jot a note. Come back to us when we have another Petiquette show. We'll answer those questions for you. But if you can find something you're doing or see a behavior and you can observe that behavior, you can really make a big change very quickly in your pet's behavior, just based off of some small things like Larry's done behavior-wise. And obviously Larry's an awesome trick trainer. So those tricks have to be in there, integrated in your day as well. But definitely we'll be coming back to that soon.
And if you guys have any questions for us, we're happy to help you improve with your dog as well today. Yeah.
Definitely.
Good boy. Okay, go Spider. Oh, back up.
He also is he's a very talkative boy. He also is very directive with his bark. So as Larry has been working on speak and quiet with him, he's actually becoming more confident that he understands what's happening. Larry feels more confident in his behavior. So they start feeding good things up from each other instead of any kind of negative or more barking. So I can tell when Spider barks now, it's not an alarming bark. It's more directive, and some of that will slowly fade too. Actually, very quickly.
Trying to direct me? You want to come up?
Yeah. When he barks, sometimes he's trying to direct you.
Okay, go.
Especially so when we trick train, when they show us a behavior, we treat them and capture that with a clicker. And when we're behavior training, we are asking them to do something, not having them show us a behavior and then rewarding them for it. But there is a little bit of that, so I don't want to confuse anybody. It's just that if my dog comes up behind me and hugs me and I treat him, then he realizes I'm like a Pez dispenser of treats, and he gets to just jump up and get his little treats. And then one day when I don't want him to, and I haven't asked him to, and he comes up and jumps on me when it's inappropriate, somebody could get hurt. And that has happened before with many people. So, and I've watched the repercussions of that. Not fun. So I like to direct my pets when it comes to their daily behavior. And when I'm training them to do tricks, then I want them to offer some of those behaviors to me so I can show them and create an association with the word, so I can start asking them to offer those behaviors to me. That's where the trick lies in when it comes to behavior and trick training. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. Yeah. Well,
he is lovely.
Yeah, so we've been practicing a lot of feeding each one of his meals. Currently has to be earned, and I'm putting together a reel of his meals. But I take a plastic tub, put it inside of another tub, and then jam it into here, and so he has to solve the puzzle in order to feed himself. Come on, up here. So we're doing that right now. Good boy. Good weight. Yeah. And as you can see, it is a lot of work with Spider. Go.
It wears him out.
Yeah, I need to tire him out before it tires me out.
We will get there. We are working on it.
Boy, yes. Well, I love doing trick training, and maybe folks would be interested in how this is done. Getting our platform is one of our fundamentals. that I teach to shelter dogs. And so to show you briefly how this is done, this is a rubberized, get on it, wait, get on it. Good boy, wait there. So it's a rubberized dog ball. It's just a regular dog ball. It's got rubber on the bottom. Nothing special about it. You can get that at the store. And I lure him in one direction, lure him in the other direction, back and forth. And eventually, I use air cookies, meaning I pretend I have a cookie in my hand. And back around and around. Come on. Good boy. And eventually that becomes a hand signal.
Now, Larry, talk before the spinning, talk about how you lure them up on the platform and teach them to stay with only 2 paws. Because that's a lot of people don't even have that step mastered. And I do believe a lot of people would benefit from seeing that literally. How do you get them to get their 2 paws up there and understand what that means?
That was a great example of what sometimes I forget what the mental is. Yes. Yeah, so getting on a platform with 2 paws, same thing, it's similar. Wait, here he is getting on this platform with just 2 paws. So I'm luring him up so you guys can see it. If I want to come up all 4 paws, I can lure all the way. But we start just luring up on, right in our training area. I think we can see that, yes? I'll move it a little farther, closer to camera. I think that's probably going to be a little bit better.
He's so proud. He knows he's communicating with you well. He knows what he is doing is what you're asking, and you can tell by his body language.
Interesting.
He's so joyful.
Yeah.
I mean, watch him. He lights up. He knows he's doing the right thing, and he knows that it makes you happy and it makes him proud.
So first, a dog needs to be not fearful of getting on this slightly raised surface. Make the dog comfortable by just putting treats around it, or if the dog is not treat motivated, just in any way that you can provide some rewards and positive feedback to the dog for getting near this perch, and then eventually putting 2 paws on it. Okay, back off. Very good. So any interaction he has with it at first gets rewarded.
And see how he's even sitting down while he has his paws still on the seat, on the platform?
Yeah, and then moving away is actually making the trick harder.
Yes.
So back up. Good job. Then once your dog can get with 2 paws on the perch, now you can start these rotations, luring in one direction, in the other direction, and eventually, as I said, phase out those treats and phase in the hand cues.
And Larry is so good at this, and Spider's so good at this that they're forgetting the good boy. Telling him he's doing the right thing, which you would do if you're in the middle of training. This is letting them know you're doing the right thing, whether it's with the clicker or with your tone and your whatever words you use for your reward or for your marker words. So with that being said, Larry's just leaving that out right now because they're such experts at this.
I appreciate you remind me. That's another example of sometimes I forget to go back to basics. And I think we all do that. As we move on and we progress in anything in life, unless I'm really mindful, I might forget to take care of those fundamentals. Okay.
So what I love to do is start teaching, like I said, something that they don't know. Larry's going through everything he does know, but the way to help with a dog like Spider, one that has that extra energy, is to introduce something new. And that might even be to ask Spider to lay down and either cross his paws if he doesn't know that yet, or like I had mentioned earlier, where he already knows how to roll over to the left. Now let's teach him to roll over to the right, because that will exhaust him. Like if Larry spends one day focusing on rolling over to the right, Spider will go to his bed and will say, Dad, leave me alone, and hang one of those signs up that has a big red circle with a line through it that has Dad's picture. Like he will say, no, I don't want any more. And that's the type of mental and physical balance you want your dog to experience really every day. And it doesn't take very much time to do that. Petiquette is not something that takes up your whole day. It's actually a way of arranging your day so that your dog slides into those little areas that you need to take a break, or should take a break, or it's their time for a break, where it fits together just like a nice puzzle piece. And so Larry's changing and shifting some things around in his day so that Spider learns better petiquette.
A trick he's never done before. I don't know if you can see, but he's wedged between two platforms here.
Nice. He's already going, I've had enough, Dad. I'm hiding now. I'm going to half hide. Just kidding.
He's closer to camera.
That was awesome. So yeah, new tricks. Larry's and Chris's dog, their trick book, their dog book is amazing, because you can go through that and there's a year or two worth of splitting that book up into a literally your daily part of your Petiquette Bible. And your dogs are capable of learning whatever you want them to learn. It's really up to you on how much time you spend with them, but it's not about time. It's more about the sequence of events, which Larry shows you with the trick training. Even right now, Spider already knows how to put his two front legs or his two back legs up on a platform. And now Larry's found a different way to challenge him for the day, which he needs. And it's a great thing. And he's so smart. He picks up on stuff so quickly.
So I'm shaping it a little further. Look at that. He's gone all the way up.
Yes.
Get another new trick.
Fantastic.
See if he'll crawl actually on the platform. There you go, buddy. I'm rewarding.
Also, yeah, perfect. Also, I try to slow people down enough to don't take on too much in 1 week when it comes to trick training. Focus on 1 or 2. Don't try to do 10. Even if your pet note can learn 10, it's not about the number. It's about mastering 1 to the best of your pet's ability, so that it will imprint into him. So when you recall him later and have him ask him to do that trick, he'll remember it. He won't have to go, oh, which one was that again? Let me go through my little Rolodex here. Like give him a chance to actually absorb it and have it become a part of their routine. Yeah.
Little plug for the book here. One of the things I'm really proud about is this is the first trick training book that really apportions the tricks into training programs. We have a whole beginner training program with only 20 tricks that we've curated, because they're all fundamentals for teaching all kinds of tricks and behaviors. And then once you get to the intermediate level, we layer on more tricks and techniques. And then once you get to the pro programs, we learn movie making and performing live and dancing and extreme stunts and sports. So obviously, Carolyn, I'm really proud of what we accomplished with the book. Yeah,
I am too. And I'm really proud of what you've been accomplishing with Spider so far, because you're proving to the world once again that a dog that's been returned to a shelter 3 times does not have to go back to the shelter a 4th.
Right.
That's impressive.
Well, let's do our shelter shout outs. Thank you.
So I'm going to, would you like me to start, or would you like to start?
Please do. In fact, while we do, I'm going to give Spider a little reward here. This is a Kong toy, and there's some food in here. Come on, Spider, sit and wait. Okay, how about it?
Nice.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll definitely be talking more about Kongs and feeder toys, different ways that you can handle your pets in any situation. My shelter shout out is to the Great Plains SPCA here in Kansas City, Missouri. It's actually over towards Independence, Missouri. And they are one of the 3 largest, most amazingly beautiful animal shelters that we have here in this heartland. And between the other 2 that I've mentioned, Wayside and Kansas City Pet Project, this is another cathedral for assisting pets. And they actually deal with a lot of the dogs that are determined not in good condition, and a lot of pit bulls, which we can get into a pit bull conversation later. It's the owner, not the breed. And I'm very, very appreciative for all that they do to help pit bulls in that area and many other breeds, and also just people in general. Beautiful people, beautiful place. Keep at it, and I'll be over to visit you soon.
Ah, wonderful. Well, of course, as you might guess, I'm going to go again for Pet Orphans, who saved Spider and allow me to come over and make films with shelter dogs. And we're coming up on July 4th, which is the first time I met Spider. We were making a film for our 4th of July show. And on that occasion, Pet Orphans brought out 12 dogs. And we began our process of trick training them and behavior training and making this 4th of July film. Well, among these 12 dogs, there was one really rough dog. And they'd give this Australian cattle dog who looked and sounded like he'd walked straight out of the Mad Max movies. And of course, the shelter had given him the perfect name, Spider. You could barely touch him, and of course, the end of the story, you guys. Now he knows more than 50 dog tricks, and our veterinarian says he's now a completely different dog. And so my gratitude really to Pet Orphans for saving his life and bringing him into mine. Yeah. Would you like to extend some gratitude today?
I would love to extend some gratitude to all the pet parents that are out there that are searching for answers to help them with whatever issues they might be having from this, especially the ones that have just adopted pets out of the shelters. You're so grand and gracious to open your home, and we thank you for that. Because the last 2 shelters that I visited were pretty much empty. 7 cats and 3 dogs, like literally these massive buildings with almost no pets in them. And that's a great thing, but pets are going to start coming back soon if we aren't proactive in helping. So thank you for being so willing to open your home, and also for being so willing to go out there and find the answers to how to keep those pets with you and keep them safe.
That's really beautiful. Well, all week I have been talking about George Floyd. And today, in remembering George Floyd, I would love to give a shout out to all those good people in law enforcement, the vast majority of whom really do such a great job. And it's a hard, hard job. So
Such a hard job.
Is for all the good people in law enforcement. Yeah. Well,
I know they're out there.
Yeah. Hey, Spider, do you want to come in for a final hug, or do you just want to play with your Kong? He's coming in for his hug.
Yay!
Yeah. All right. Well, we wish
you happy 50th week.
Yes.
50th
yes.
week.
That's right. Yes. All right.
My puppies are out on a walk with the pet sitter right now. It's so muddy at my house.
Yeah. Hey, come on, Spider. Let's come in for a last hug. Yeah, attaboy, buddy. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Yep, Spider is gonna still be a little noisy, and wishing you guys a very, very good weekend. And we look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.
See you Monday. We have a really great week next week.
Yes. And